ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಪೂಜಾ ಅವರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ನಮಸ್ತುಭ್ಯಂ ವರದೆ ಕಾಮರೂಪಿಣಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರಂಭಂ ಕರಿಷ್ಯಾಮಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಿರ್ಭವತು ಮೇ ಸದಾ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಜೈ ಜಿನೇಂದ್ರ. ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಜೈನ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಪಾಠಶಾಲೆಯ 15ನೇ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂದು ಸೇರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಯ ವಿಷಯ ರತ್ನತ್ರಯಗಳು, 3 jewels. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಇಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಡಲಿರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾದಂತ ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ಗಾಣೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ನೀಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ಶ್ರೀ ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಜೈನ್ ಕುದ್ಯಾಡಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ವಜ್ರಕುಮಾರ್ ಜೈನ್ ಇವರಿಗೂ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಜೈನ ಪಾಠಶಾಲಾ ಇದರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಸಂಚಾಲಕರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಇವರಿಗೂ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೂ ಇಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಗೆ ಆಧಾರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ನೌ.
So, Jai Jinendra.
Sushma madam.
So, Jai Jinendra childrens. Hello.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಓಕೆ.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. Okay. So today we will start with the 3 jewels, Ratnatraya. Today's class is about Ratnatraya. So, anybody heard about the Ratnatraya word?
Yes, I know.
Oh, great, great, great. Raise your hands. Okay, nice. So what is the meaning of jewel, ratna? So jewel is more than gems. Okay, 3 jewels. Yeah, Sarthak, go ahead. Samyak darshan, samyak gyan, samyak charitra. Good. Nice. So let's see, what is these Ratnatrayas are? Why do we require Ratnatraya? Okay. So what are the things in the Ratnatrayas? These concepts we are going to learn today. So the person or who wanted to get liberated from this worldly life and attain the moksha, those people will be following these Ratnatrayas. Okay. So those Ratnatrayas are nothing but Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and Samyak Charitra. So in English, Samyak Darshan means right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Okay. So anybody know what is the faith means? Why do we require a faith or belief? Okay. Anyone heard about the word belief or faith? Please go back. Actually, still we haven't covered. Okay. Right faith means faith. We have to believe on moksha and the unknown things are the substance, what I can say, the word, how the objects are, their true nature, right? So how it is that we are going to believe, that is called as a faith. Okay. So right faith. In this actually, so what we are going to believe means, so life after death, life before before life. Okay, so is creatures or lives are exist? If they exist, what's going to happen? Is moksha exist? Is hell, heaven exist? What kind of a universe it is? How it is? Okay, so these are lot of concepts are comes. So how we are going to believe on this? How we have to believe? What to believe? So that is what the right faith. So what is the right faith? We will get to know in the next slides. But first, let know that the unknown thing or the mystery of the world or the universe. So that is like this only. What we will get to know, that we have to believe or have the faith. If we doesn't have faith, then the good activity, bad activity, by doing the bad things, sins will happen. By doing the good, punya will happen. These all concepts will not exist. So if we believe on the hell, heavens, or whatever the unknown things, so then only these all punya papas happens. That's why without faith we can't do anything. That's why the first thing is required, right faith. But these right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct is mainly for attaining the moksha. So to get attain moksha, what all things we have to do? So first we need to believe is moksha is there. The life or the I can get liberated from this worldly miseries or the worldly life and get permanent pleasure, happiness in the moksha, right? So what is the nature of the moksha? That also comes under the right faith. Okay, lot of concepts comes that by doing one definition in the next slide we will get to know. If right faith is there, then the next one is right knowledge. In the right knowledge, the full nature of that, whatever we have got knowledge, it is like this only, right? So that kind of a concept comes in the right knowledge. After having faith and knowledge, then the person will do the acharana or charitra, samyak charitra we will call. So this is the main dharma actually. To attain a moksha, the real thing is charitra itself. But if charitra comes with samyak darshan and samyak jnana, then only it will get the name as a samyak or the right charitra to attain the moksha. If the person doesn't have faith and if he doesn't have the knowledge, then he can't follow, or even if he is following the whatever the charitra or acharana we will tell conducts, that is not going to give you the moksha. That's why the conduct comes with, or the person follows with right faith and right knowledge, then only it gives the liberation. So this is the base, or this is the foundation of the Jain Dharma. The person how can attain the moksha, means how person can get the pleasure, right? Stable, permanent, okay, never ending. So and always nitya also we will use the word. So to attain that kind of a moksha or the pleasure, these all the what right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct the person will follow. Okay, next we will go to understand what is right faith is, what the definition of right faith is. Okay. So the first one is the threefold course called Ratnatraya is believed to be the pathway to attain the eternal bliss. Okay, this is the Ratnatraya's meaning we got to know. 3 Ratnas, using this we will attain the moksha or the eternal bliss. So the first one is Samyak Darshan. What is Samyak Darshan? Just now I have explained, but in this, what the definition we are given. So believe in substances ascertained as they are. What we are telling, the substances, how they are, that way only we have to believe. The main problem comes here. So who will tell us the substance is like this only? That's why here they have put substances ascertained as they are. So I am ready to believe the substance, but how the substance is, what is the true nature of it, or this substance is like this only. So that kind of a confidence is required, or that has to be known, then only the person can have the right faith. That's why here this is depends on the Tattvartha Sutra, actually Agam what we have. So depends on that, this definition has been given. Like the substances ascertained as they are, that we have to believe. So if we go back and see the basic, whatever the definitions are different. So right, Deva means God, and then scriptures, and right teacher, right? So believing on Deva, Shastra, Guru, right? So this also called as a Samyak Darshan. And this is the Agam's definition, that substances ascertained as they are is a right belief or right faith. So why two differences? Because so who are going to tell us that this is the substance's nature, or substances are ascertained as this? Somebody has to tell us, na, who knows that? So that is known by Sarvagya, omniscient God, right? So who knows everything? How? Directly, not like by reading or by virtually, but he knows directly, live, all the whole world at a time. That's why he tells us, he knows and he sees, and then he told us the substance's nature is like this. Swarupa we will tell. Okay, so that is a substances ascertained as they are. That's why we tell, so right, Deva, Shastra, Guru, who believes, that also called as Samyak Darshan. And this is the second definition, substances ascertained as they are is the right faith. So that's why here we are going to believe on the right nature, or the nature of the substances like this only. How, why, what is this, you may ask? See, just think of it. So lot of questions comes as a what? Life after death. After my death, will I born or will I be existing, right? My existence will be there or not? So do we know that? Any proofs are there? Any science has been proved us that after your death, you are going to exist. What way, what form, that we don't know, but I'm going to exist or not. That question, that mystery is with us. So secret, how we are going to know, and how we are going to believe. Right? This is going to be told us by Jinendra Bhagavan. That's why if you are believing on Jinendra Bhagavan, then you should believe life after death exists. And we should, if I'm going to exist means I have to start working for that life also. Like we believe tomorrow I'm going to live. After 10 years I'm going to live. That's why today onwards we start working for it, because we wanted to live pleasure, means we wanted to live happily, have a pleasure, comfort, and all kind of a luxury. So to get that after 10 years, we start working now itself. So the same way, so life after death exists means we have to have something for the next life also. Otherwise, like after 10 years, so things doesn't come with us. So whatever we will carry forward, that is going to come. The same way for the next life also. So whatever we are going to do, sin and punya, that is going to come with us for the next birth or next life. So please start working on that. So to tell that, Acharya tells us, or the Jinendra Bhagavan has told us that life after death exists, and whatever you are going to get in the next life, that all depends on your deeds in this life. So do the good deeds, right? That's why we should not do the pancha papas and all you already learned, right? What is 5 types of sins and what is the good activities? Why we have to do the japa namokara mantra, right? And why do we have to do the pujas? These all will give you pleasure in the next life, right? Not in this life. Few things may give in this life, but major of the things carry forwarded or the gives the results in the next life. So if we, that's why we have to believe in the next life and we have to do the activities. And so this is the right faith. So we believed the things. Now, what all things we are going to believe? That comes in the next right knowledge. Okay. What is the right knowledge then? In the knowledge, what things are exist? How we are going to know? Because we doesn't understand or we can't see the unknown things, right? Which are going to be there, which are exist, but we doesn't or they doesn't come under our sensation. So how we are going to know about hell and heaven then, right? That question comes. So that all the nature of the unknown things will be got understood from the scriptures. Okay. So please go back to that same slide so that whatever you open. Yeah, thank you. So right knowledge means to know all entities, right? Know all entities, not only about hell, heaven, but even the different kind of creatures, right? From samsari to the moksha, siddha bhagwan, right? 2 types of creatures are there, or the lives are there, or jivas are there. One is samsari, one is siddha. So what is the nature of them? Why is why the creature is become what having a worldly life, and why the person has attained the moksha? What qualities they have, what happiness and what sadness he gets, what happiness, sadness he gets, what is the difference between both of them, and where do I wanted to stay? Do I wanted to stay in this worldly life or do I wanted to attain moksha? Without knowing that, so you will not be going to do any activities. Like if person wanted to do the roti, right? So for doing a roti, he should understand or he should know how to be roti done. Without knowledge, we can't do, it is not possible at all to do the any activity. So to do the what are the to do the or the to follow the charitra or right conduct, we should be having a knowledge about even charitra and even the full universe knowledge, right? So then only it is possible for the person to do the to follow the what charitra. So that's what here we are telling. The right knowledge means nothing but know all entities exactly as they are. Okay, so this is the first definition. How they are exactly, that way only you have to know. Then what is okay, whatever I am understanding or whatever I am knowing, I'll think that it is exactly that only. So for that, the some constraints has been given. So the first one is free from all doubts. Whenever we will see some subject, we start getting doubted, right? If you see what one rope and you think that is it a rope or is it a snake? Because snake and ropes looks like similar, and you are in the dark, right? You are in the dark night and you have put your leg on the rope, and then you would think, is it a rope or is it a snake? Because lot of qualities, lot of similarities in between them. So to decide that or to not to have that doubt, you should be confident that this is a rope only, not snake only. Both the things you should be. This is rope only, this is not a snake. So that's what, without doubt, without hankering, and without contraction. So whatever we will know, the what? The entity's knowledge, how they are exactly that way, that is called as right knowledge. In this, all our whole scriptures comes. Agam, whatever we tell, Adhyatma Shastras, whatever we will tell, whatever the Dwadashangvani comes, so that all knowledge comes under Samyak Gyan. Even the persons Mati, Shruta, Avadhi, and Manaparyaya. Next we are going to know about those, all the 5 types of Gyan. So those all are called as Samyak Gyan. Okay. So who gets the Samyak Darshan? His all 5 knowledges or the Gyans are called as Samyak. Okay. So what all types of Samyak Gyans are there? That we will get to know in the next slides. So anybody interested to know the elephant, whatever the picture we have put? So that elephant's picture tells one story. Okay. Anybody know about the elephant story? If anyone know, they can raise a hand. Otherwise, I will explain. Okay. See, some 5 people, 6 people you are seeing, right? 6 people are there. All people are blind. Okay. All people are blind and they wanted to see the elephant. And not only seeing, but they wanted to know how elephant looks like. Okay. Everybody is interested, but all are blinds. So what they do, all discusses together and they go to the one of the place where elephant was there. So they go to the elephant and then each of them go and touches one part of the elephant. One person touches trunk, one person touches his stomach, one person touches legs, one person touches ears, right? So one person touches its teeth. So like this, everybody touches one part. And after touching that part, they decide that who touches the stomach of the elephant, he thinks that elephant looks like what? Wall. Okay. He concludes it saying that elephant looks like wall. And the other person who touches the leg, he concludes that no, elephant looks like pillar. Okay. So the next person who touches the trunk, so he decides no, elephant looks like a snake. So like this, whatever the parts they touched, they all decides. And who touches the ear, he thinks the elephant looks like fan. Okay. So everybody touches one part and whatever their before knowledge was there depends on that. They decides the elephant looks like this. Okay. And then they start fighting. No, elephant looks like wall. Other person comes and he says, no, elephant looks like snake. Other person, and nobody was ready to listen to what the problem happening. So then, is elephant looks like a snake? Is elephant looks like a fan? Is elephant look like a wall? How it looks like? Elephant is elephant. Elephant looks like, or elephant's leg looks like pillar. Elephant's trunk looks like a snake. Elephant's ear look like a fan. Yeah, elephant has all kind of one qualities, but it is not full elephant, right? Full elephant is different. So the same problem happens with us also. So we decide by seeing one feature and we conclude that this whole entity is like this only. So then it is called as Ekantavad. So but right knowledge tells us like the which person has eyes, when he looks into the elephant, what he decides and tells. The same way, so the right knowledge, the person will know the entities fully how it is. So that's called as right knowledge. So this will help us to do the now right conduct. Let us see how we have to know the entity, how it is. So that is using our knowledge, right? So that knowledge is called as Samyak Gyan. So there are 5 types of Samyak Gyan, are the right knowledges. One is Mati Gyan, second one is Shruta Gyan, and the 5th one is Keval Gyan. That itself is called as, in English, the Mati Gyan is sensory knowledge. Sensory knowledge means using a sense, whatever we will know, that is called as sensory knowledge. Okay, so you are seeing here 5 sense organs are there. One is eye, one is nose, one is a ear, hand means touch, and then the mouth or the tongue. Okay, so using these 5 sensory organs or the sense organs, we will get to know about the entity or a product or the material, right? So how it looks, by seeing the eyes, we will decide color, size, right? So it's a look, all the thing we will decide. And by touching it, we will get to know, is it a cold, hot, rough, smooth? These kind of a features we will get to know. And by tongue, we will get to know the taste of that entity. And by nose, we will actually know the smell of it, right? So is it a good or bad? So using this, whatever we will get to know about the entity, that is called as Mati Jnana. Even in this, mind also comes. Okay. So the next Jnana is Shruta Jnana. Okay. Go to the next slide. Yeah. Shruta Jnana is the second type, means nothing but a scriptural knowledge. These scriptures are nothing but Agam. Whatever Jinendra Bhagwan has told us, that Jinavani comes under the scriptures. So using, see now Rama, Lakshman, right, Sita Devi, Mahabharat, these all we can't get to know about from our eyes, nose, right, ears, right? So these are all inaccessible to us. So these things, how we will get to know then? By reading Agamas. Jinendra Bhagwan has told us that Ram, Lakshman were there. Okay. So this also the knowledge, and this knowledge we get from the scriptures. That's why the second knowledge is called as scriptural knowledge. Okay. The third one, Shruta Jnana. This is the second one is the Shruta Jnana. Third one is the visual knowledge or the Avadhi Jnana. Okay. So this is a different kind of a knowledge. So Shruta Jnana means by reading, and Mati Jnana means by sense organs. And the third one, Avadhi Jnana, means this is a special power in the knowledge. Using this knowledge, the person will get to know future and past. Okay. Future means what? Even in this life's future, and even the person's after death, what will happen, where he will born, what kind of a creature he will be, right? And in last life, what he was, right? So these are all kind of, not only single lives, even 3rd, 3, 4, 5, those kind of a lives also he will get to know using Avadhi Jnana. Not only creatures, not only single persons, lot of people's knowledge also he will get to know, past and future. And same way, even the other creatures, like not only creatures, even the other dravyas also, Pudgal and all the things, that knowledge also. And even the about world, universe, he will be knowing hell, heavens also by sitting here only. He can directly see them, right? So that's why Avadhi Jnana is a special power. And this is also a Samyak Jnana. Okay, this is a third type of. The faculty of perceiving the whatever the perceiving ever what is not within the reach of the senses, means which is not reach of our senses, that knowledge or that what we perceive, the knowledge, that is called as Avadhi Jnana. Okay. So fourth one is Manaparya Jnana. Manaparya Jnana means this is sometimes we call as telepathy also. So but it has a very much different than the telepathy. Manaparya Jnana means the next person who is sitting in front of you, or even he is sitting little far from you, even some 100 kilometers or 10 kilometers away from you. So that person's mind, what he is thinking, what thoughts are going on, that will be get known by Manaparya Gyan. Who gets this Manaparya Gyan? That person knows the thinkings or the thoughts really what running in the other person's mind by this knowledge. So that is a special power again, by doing the lot of penance and right faith, right knowledge, right charitra, who follows those kind of a Nirgrantha Munis, whatever we will tell, Digambar Munis, only those gets this Manaparya Gyan, not like us, like ordinary people. So power to read other person's thoughts, that is a type of knowledge enabling one to know the mental processes of others. That is called as Manaparya Gyan. Okay. So the last one is Kevala Gyana. That is called as omniscient knowledge also. Okay, omniscience. So who gets the fifth one? Fifth one. So the knowledge, this is a very, very special knowledge. Okay. So this person who gets it, he knows full universe, even past, futures, present, and full nature or full births of the each and every creatures also. Okay, whole world with timings, right? How much past you want, that much past. How much future you want, full future and full past. And fully what going on in the nature presently, that also at a time get to known by this Keval Gyani. That is a omniscience or temporal knowledge. It's a special knowledge. Nobody will, means no ordinary people can get it. And who gets this knowledge? We do the puja of them. All our Jinendra Bhagwans, Kevali Bhagwans, Arihant Bhagwans, Siddh Bhagwans, they will be having this knowledge. So how they will get this knowledge means we have 8 types of karmas. Among them, 4 ghati karmas, who destructs, who destroys, they will get or they will attain this Keval Gyan. Okay, so it is a not normal process. To get this Keval Gyan, we should be following Ratnatrayas, whatever we got to know, right? Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra, that will be known by that will be followed by the person, and he should, by following it, he should destroy all these 4 types of ghati karmas. Then only he gets this special knowledge, that is a Keval Gyan. It is a worshipable knowledge. Everybody wants it. Okay, and to get that, people do the worship of that. And who has that knowledge, those persons, pujas are the worship we do. You know, right? Keval Gyani is Mahavir Swami, right? Pashna Swami, Adinath Bhagwan. These are all people where Sarvagyas, omniscient gods, okay, temporal knowledge they have. They get to know at a time whole world with past and present. Okay, that's why we do the pujas of them. So who do the ghati karma destruction, so those gets this last number of knowledge. And these all 5 types of knowledges are called as Samyak Gyan, Samyak Jnan, or right knowledge. And right knowledge is required to do the right conduct. Okay, so the next one is right conduct. What is the right conduct? Now we got to know right faith, right knowledge, and last one is the conduct. Actually, dharma or religion means what? Conduct itself is a religion. If you know, even if you believe, and if you are not following, then nobody is going to call you as a dharmic, right? He is a religious person. To get the religious person, then we should be obeying, we should be following whatever we believe and what we got to know. So firmly, daily routine, day by day, our life itself will be charitra. And this will be followed by munis, okay, Nirgrantha Munis, mainly. The bigger 2 types of charitra we have, but the exact charitra will be done by Munis, and that will helps to attain the liberation or to attain the moksha. Okay, so that's why charitra is very much important. In charitra, actually, what we do means we try to destruct whatever the karmas, because karma gives us very much misery, unhappiness in the world. So if we will destroy them, then we will get the moksha. And in charitra, mainly the person will try to destroy the karma. So that's why to destroy the karma, whatever the thing he follows, that is called a charitra. In this, vrata, samiti, gupti, dharma, anupreksha, parishaha jaya, these kind of a lot of things comes from morning till night. After, even in the during night also, they will be doing these charitras. Okay, so most of the times they will be doing samaika vratas. Anyway, they will full 5 types of vratas you already got to know, and always they will be not doing any papas. They are zero from papas, sins, 5 sins, whatever you got to know, right? That is called as vrata. Then samiti, gupti means, so they doesn't talk, they doesn't walk, right? They doesn't think also. All the time, zero kind of a thing they will attain. So that is called as gupti. Gupta means, so just hide your talking, hide your walking, hide your thinking. These are the 3 types of guptis they follow. Then what they do? They try to attain their eternal knowledge, or they will just keep trying to be inside or into their soul. So they will try to stay in themselves. So that is nothing but samyak charitra. And so they do the bigger penance. Lot of tapas they do, 12 times and everything. Most of the time they will be doing swadhyay and then meditation. Meditation is the main bigger tool to get the to attain moksha. So most of the time they will be into the meditation, and when they will not be doing meditation, that time they will be doing penances, other penances, swadhyay, right? Kayotsarga, japa, other things are like prayashchit, pratikraman. They will be having, like how we have our routines, the who follow this conduct, for them also 24/7, all the routines, how they have to do, that has been told in our agamas. And according to agamas, they follow their routines to get attain moksha. So that is called as the samyak charitra, acharana, charitra, what we have to do, right? So that comes under samyak charitra. So these are all the 3 type of ratnatrayas. Who follows ratnatraya together? If you follow only samyak darshan, you are not going to attain moksha. If you follow only charitra, then also you are not going to attain the moksha. If you know only scriptures, then also you are not going to attain moksha. So the person who follows charitra along with samyak darshan, samyak jnana, means all 3 together will give the moksha for the person. That's why all 3 are equally important, and they will be running or walking together. Okay, so the person who follows or who wanted to attain moksha, he has to follow each and every moment, all the 3 things: samyak darshan, samyak gyan, samyak charitra. So that's why in Tattva Sutra, Acharya has told samyak darshana jnana charitrani moksha marga. This is a moksha marga. This is a way, path to attain the moksha. If you run, if you walk, or if you go names of Ratnatrayas? Raise your hands. Please tell the names of 3 gems or 3 jewels. Then we will finish up our class. Anybody want to tell? All are hearing or sleeping? Diya, Ishanvi, Kriti, Rachel, Sanvi. So anybody interested to tell? Yeah, good. 2 people are raised hand. Please go ahead.
I will tell.
Yeah, tell me.
Samyak Darshan, Samyak Jnanam, Samyak Charitra.
Good. Nice. Yeah, next.
Can I tell?
Ha.
Samyak Darshana, which is right faith.
Good.
Samyak
Yeah.
Jnana, which is right knowledge.
Yeah.
And Samyak Charitra, which is right mind.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Thank you. So anybody has any questions? So Sanvi, you told right already. Yeah. Yeah, Rachel. Ronak and Rachel. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask if
Yeah.
it's possible to slide the slides a little bit slower because I write the things on the slides.
Okay. So you want the slide up? You want to see the slides again?
Yeah.
Okay. So Pooja madam, please can you show him the
Madam.
slides? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have
sure.
to go slowly so that he has some questions. Yeah, let's see.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question. Which slide? Yeah, you have to tell her that she will stop. Okay.
Yeah. Shall I proceed?
Yeah. Ronak or
Rachel,
Rachel?
Rachel,
No,
you tell that.
I think she does not have doubt. I think she just wanted to note down looking at the PPT.
Okay. She wanted to just
was-
know that. Okay,
yeah,
they will
she was saying-
forward you. These are the slides. Okay, in the WhatsApp. So no need to write down. Okay, they will share with you, all of you. Huh? Okay. So I'm done. Thank you, Jai Jinendra, all childrens. And even thank you, Pooja madam, and even all the team.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra, Jai Jinendra. Jai Jinendra.
Pooja madam, continue madam.
ಇಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ಗಾಂಡೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ವಜ್ರಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹಾಗೂ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಜೈನ ಪಾಠಶಾಲಾ ಇವರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಸಂಚಾಲಕರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಇವರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಮುಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗೋಣ. ಜೈ ಜಿನೇಂದ್ರ.